Is there a grind in Destiny that is so ridiculous that you said to yourself, forget this? I believe there are probably quite a few of those grinds for any gamer, but today I am going to share with you the worst grind for me in Destiny 2 and how I was able to beat the odds. Hey guys, my name is Wiz and I know the grind is always real, but this grind is too real. After watching this video, you will either see this grind as a challenge and try to tackle it head on, or you might say forget about it. Either way, I will show you what it takes to dominate this grind and you will decide whether it's worth it or not. What is this grind? Well, it's the Sleeper Nodes grind. It's one of the triumphs in Destiny 2 that came out with the launch of the Curse of Osiris DLC about 2 years ago. Anyway, when you achieve 40 out of 40, your reward is the Sleeping Beauty Triumph and the Warminded Emblem. According to LightGG, only about 5% of the player base have this emblem. In this game, some people care about triumphs, title, emblems, etc, but some don't care at all. If you play Destiny 2, you know the game is all about triumphs, titles, rewards, etc. Some are easier than others, but regardless, we like to complete things. That's what gives you a sense of accomplishment whenever you play any game, right? Anyway, to get the Sleeping Beauty Triumph and the Warminded Emblem, also known as the Sleeper Nodes Triumph, you need to complete about 40 out of 40 sleeper nodes. To do this, you need to collect these things called resonance stamp. You get those by doing activities on Mars such as public events, lost sector, killing wanted enemies, doing patrols, etc. By the way, if you are not getting resonance stamp for one of your character when you complete any of the aforementioned activities, check to make sure that you complete at least step 1 of 5 of the Nascent Dawn questline. It's the questline for the Polaris Lance exotic scout rifle as well. The further you are into this questline, the more beneficial it will be for your resonance stamp grind. I suggest you trying to get to step 3 on the character with which you plan to grind in order to get all the possible benefits. I noticed when I was at just step 1 of the Nascent Dawn quest, I was not getting resonance stamps for killing wanted enemies. But as soon as I get to step 3 or 5, I was getting resonance stamps when killing wanted enemies. So bear that in mind. In any case, because the planet Mars is going away in November as it stands right now, if you want to complete this triumph, you need to do it right now. And your grind might even be more real. For those that may not know the way this works, there are 40 sleeper nodes and you need 4 resonance stamps to create 1 override frequency, which will give you a coordinate to open 1 sleeper node. Thus, you would need 40 times 4, which is 164 resonance stamps, right? Well, no. It turns out it's not a 1-to-1 ratio because when you combine 4 resonance stamps to make 1 override frequency, the coordinate you get might be a duplicate, one you already found, which means it doesn't count. So the coordinate for a sleeper node has to be one you have not already found. Therein lies the problem that makes grinding for this triumph ridiculously real. To make matters worse, you can only get resonance stamp on Mars and only by doing certain activities. I am not kidding, but don't be discouraged because RNG is involved and you might have good RNG. Plus, the first 20 to 30 override frequencies are fairly easy because the likelihood of you getting a duplicate is very minimal. However, when you reach 30 or so out of 40, that's when the grind becomes really real, and that's when you need RNG to be on your side. In this screenshot here, you notice I have 39 out of 40. A couple of weeks before that, I had 36 out of 40, and I had about 217 resonance stamps in my inventory. So you should realize it took me about 217 resonance stamps to get 3 non-duplicate override frequencies. Isn't this insane? Now, in order for me to get the last one, I had to go back and grinding a lot more of those resonance stamps. Meanwhile, a friend of mine was celebrating the fact that he just completed his triumph, and you can imagine how he was relieved to complete this crazy grind. Anyway, I told him about my experience with this thing, and he reminds me of a system where you have to stand at a certain location to get a certain specific coordinate. I have tried this method in the past, which is probably why I was able to get to 36 out of 40. I can't remember, it's been 2 years, but somewhere along the way I gave up because I told myself, this is ridiculous and there's too much RNG involved. The funny thing is, you know what you need, but being lucky enough to get the coordinate for it is the kicker. How do you know which ones you need? Well, if you go to site like d2checklist.com, you can track a lot of things that you are missing from your triumphs in Destiny 2. It's a great site and I have been using it for a while to track progress in Destiny 2. I'll leave a link in the description in case you are interested. Anyway, you heard my story and you have probably been experiencing the same dilemma. So, what are some of the things you can do if you want to complete this triumph and get this rare emblem before it goes away? Well, you need to persevere. There's still plenty of time to get it done, but it's going to require some grinding and perhaps lots of it. The best way to grind for Resonant Stems is to do the core terminus lost sector on Mars. It's the one in Futurescape on the side by Anna Bray. You are guaranteed to get at least one Resonant Stem every time you kill this lost sector boss. You just go in, run past all the enemies until you get to the boss. Kill the boss, open the chest, and get your Resonant Stem. Rinse and repeat. From time to time, there's a public event in the area, and if it's heroic, you get 2 Resonant Stems for completing it. There's also the patrols. I normally look for the one that wants you to kill enemies. It's the easiest one. You can pick it up, run to the lost sector, and get all the kills you need before you kill the boss. Also, from time to time, look around the area to see if there is a wanted enemy roaming around. When you kill him, you will get 1 Resonant Stem from the chest, providing you already at step 305 of the Nascent Dawn questline. As you might imagine, there's quite a lot involved to get this triumph and an emblem. So you might ask yourself, is it worth it? The answer is, it depends. It's one of those things that if you get so close and don't complete it, it might feel like all this work you have done is for nothing. In my case, I gave up and came back to it, especially now the planet Mars is going away. In any case, a lot of other things are also tied to those override frequencies. For instance, the Wayfarer title requires you to get all the Braytech weapons, etc, etc. You can get a lot of those weapons for doing the override frequencies, and that's how you might end up completing this Sleeper Notes triumph. It seems incidental, but it is what it is. Having said all that, if you are really serious about the RNG thing for this triumph, I found a video on YouTube from a gentleman with a YouTube channel by the name of Boss Fight Score. He explains how to get less duplicates, and here's a picture on screen. But he also goes into more details. I will leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. So now you have 40 out of 40. The grind is over, and it's time to collect your emblem and equip it to show your achievement, right? Well, not really. There is another process you have to go through. So let me show you. First, you need to go to your collection, and then from your collection, you go to Flare, and then you go under Emblems, and then go to the Open World, and then go towards the 3rd page. There is this emblem called Data Mine you have to equip, and then once you get this one, and then now you can go to you're supposed to go to the 2nd page, and then be able to equip the Warminded Emblem, which is what you have been doing all this great work for, right? Well, no, you need to go to your inventory, and then you need to combine another Resonant Stem. And once you get this one, then you have to go find it. So, for instance, I'm in an Alton Dynamo. Now I have to go back to a Futurescape Transit Service, and then from there I can pick it up. Now we are at the last one. We're gonna collect it and see what happened. And then there it is. This is when you're gonna be able to get the Warminded Emblem. You have to do an extra one in order for you to be able to equip the Warminded Emblem. There you go. And so now you can equip it. So you don't need 40, you need 41. So this is what it is. And that's how I say the grind is ridiculous. Well, my friends, I know it was a lot to take in, but I needed to share this worst grinding experience in Destiny with you. Hopefully this helps. It's a rare emblem, it's grindy, but if you happen to get it done, it will feel like an accomplishment, in my opinion. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I will be much appreciative. See you guys later.